Right angle trigonometry. Let's suppose we have to find the value of the sine, cosine, and tangent functions for theta. And we have this right triangle, right? The sides of this right triangle equal 12.5, 12, and 3.5. And the angle theta is here, right? There is the angle theta. So once we know where is the angle, we can start with the trigonometric functions. Remember that the trigonometric functions of a right triangle are sine of theta, cosine of theta, and tangent of theta. So what is sine of an angle? Sine of an angle would be equal to what? Sine of an angle is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, right? That's a formula that we should know. What is cosine? Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And what is tangent? Is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so what we have to do now is to find out which side is opposite, which one is hypotenuse, and which one is the adjacent. Since here is my angle, the opposite side would be here. So we can say that 3.5 is the opposite, right? And which one is the hypotenuse? Remember that for a right triangle, the biggest side or the highest will be always the hypotenuse. So between 3.5, 12, and 12.5, this one is the biggest, right? So that means that this is the hypotenuse. Therefore, we know that the adjacent would be 12, right? So that's the way what we have to do first. And then we can plug in and the formulas that we have. So we can continue here and we can find the three trigonometric functions for this exercise. The sine of this angle would be equal to what? Opposite. What is the opposite? Is 3.5 according to my triangle. And what is the hypotenuse? Is 12.5. And now I can use a calculator to find it out, and I can say 3.5 divided by 12.5, it's 7 over 25. If you want, you can write it down as 7 over 25, or you can say this is 0.28, right? That is the first answer. And what is the cosine of the angle? The cosine would be what? According to my formula, is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that would be 12 over 12.5, right? So now I can divide both. 12 divided by 12.5, that would give me 24 over 25, or 0.96 exact answers, right? And then I will have tangent of the angle, that is opposite over adjacent. That would be 3.5 divided by 12, and that is equal to what? Again, 3.5 divided by 12, that would give me 7 over 24, or 0.29, right? Rounded to 2 decimals. And that's how you solve a right triangle, and you have to find sine, cosine, and tangent.